Alrighty, third time lucky. So currently we're in a little town called Jimbour, which is a few hours inland from Brizzy. We've had to change our plans a little bit because New South Wales and Victoria and Tassie are now going to be out of bounds for us. I'm pretty sure that we can get into those states, but getting out of those states is going to be tricky because they are, I guess, they're high risk areas with COVID and stuff. So, but that's not to worry. I think we've already decided that in the future, maybe a year's time or 18 months or whenever COVID permits, we'll do another trip and just go and check out those states. For the next sort of few days, we're going to be making our way towards Birdsville, which is about another 1,000 k's west of where we are now. And then from Birdsville we can drop down into South Australia. And today we've actually just been relaxing and spent the day just chilling out at this little free camp that we found on Wiki. It's a cool little spot. It's pretty small, but it's quite far away from the town and it's not very popular spot, so there's no one else around, which is good. Spent the day today doing a little bit of editing, catching up with some computer stuff, some online stuff that we've had to do. And tomorrow we leave here and make our way towards Birdsville. Alright, here we are on our way to Birdsville. We're in a place called, and again I don't know if it's called Charlieville or Charleville, so it's called Charlie but without the I, Ville, so I'm going to call it Charlieville, but it could be Charleville, I don't know. So that's where we are tonight anyway. And then tomorrow we got about 400k drive to Windora, so pretty much tomorrow it's 400 k's, and GPS said it will take us about 4 or 5 hours, but we always go real slow, so it'll probably be most of the day driving tomorrow. And stop over in Windora, and then the next day, Tuesday, we will head to Birdsville, which is about another 500 k's. Go to the iconic Birdsville pub, have a couple of pints before we depart Birdsville on Wednesday morning. That's when our South Australia border COVID registration allows us to cross the border into South Australia. So we'll be doing the Birdsville track from Birdsville, and tonight we're just going to enjoy this little camp that we found. It's just a little riverside clearing that we found in the bush, just about 20 k's out of Charlieville town, and there's just a nice river sort of flowing through. It's actually quite muddy, so it doesn't look that great, but nice little spot, nice and quiet. It's about, I don't know, 3 o'clock now, so we're going to have a couple beers Sunday afternoon, Sunday sesh. Yeah, just enjoy a relaxing afternoon before we hit the road tomorrow and spend most of the day in the car driving. The other thing as well is now that we're maybe 4.5 hours inland from the coast, it's warmed up a bit, so it's about 30 degrees now, and it's getting warmer as we get to Birdsville. I think it's about 38 in the next few days in Birdsville. So yeah, a couple beers, nice quiet night, hit the road tomorrow. See you there. Righto, so this morning we are at a place called Cooper's Creek, which is about 12 k's out of Windora. And so yeah, we camped here last night just by the side of the river, which was pretty nice and quiet, a lovely spot. And yeah, so 12 k's into Windora, and then we got about 380 k's to Birdsville. Yeah, so it's probably going to take us, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours perhaps. And then spend the night in Birdsville tonight. And tomorrow we begin our way heading down towards South Australia, which is on the Birdsville track. So basically we phoned ahead to the info centre in Birdsville and they gave us an update on the track condition. It did have a bit of rain, so there's a few washouts. There's also some bull dust spots to look out for and some really rocky spots to look out for. So yeah, we'll be slowing down there and take it nice and easy. Righto, so we're at Windora. So yeah, a couple of things we've done in preparation for this little part of the trip. We've got a PLB basically, which is a personal locating beacon. Just the last thing that we're going to do before we go is with the PLB, we're just going to test it to make sure it's operational. And hopefully I can do this without activating it, because that'll be a problem. So I think I just got to put the antenna up and then press the blue button until the red light illuminates, white strobe and green light flashes after test pass. So press the test button until the white light illuminates, red light, and there's the strobe and the green light pass. So that's working, which is good. Basically the PLB is just an activating beacon that if we have any dramas whilst we're on the track, we just activate this and it alerts the authorities, someone come and find us hopefully. Free ride in the helicopter. Yeah, so we got into Birdsville, flies are friendly, about 4 or 5 o'clock yesterday. It was a pretty exhausting drive as well. It was about 38 degrees coming across from Windora, so straight to the Birdsville hotel, a couple of beers, and yeah, early night for us last night. And this morning we are just about to go and get some fuel, top up the water here in Birdsville, and just give the car a once over, check some things under the bonnet, make sure there's nothing loose, no electrical connections or hoses, no obvious problems. So we do a quick visual there, and then we'll get on our way and start heading south on the Birdsville track towards South Australia. And I think the border is only about 30 k's away, so just before we leave here as well, we will actually swing into the info centre just to see if there's any information or anything we need to know about before we start heading down the track. We'll check the weather as well, because we did hear yesterday someone said that they might be expecting rain this evening, but I don't know if that's true or not. We'll go and find out, because if it does rain, we'll need to be aware, because apparently the track is pretty sort of slippery when it's wet, and plus if it's wet I don't think you're supposed to drive, because then you leave tracks and destroys the track. So we'll go and check the weather, we'll get on our way. So every sort of few days, especially if we've done a bit of unsealed driving, I just jump underneath here and just make sure that everything's sort of tight. You've got no fluids or anything underneath any of the hoses. Bit of a visual inspection, can't see any obvious splits or cracks in any of the pipes. Always check the terminals on the batteries, make sure there's nothing coming loose. These have been pretty solid for the whole trip, and we've covered about 25,000 k's so far. Battery indicator is saying it's healthy. Periodically I do top up the fluid on this second battery as well. Just check around the bottom of the fuel filter as well, make sure there's no leaks. Make sure the caps are on. And I will just check the dipstick as well, make sure we've got plenty of oil. Bit of a visual, top up the wiper fluid, I'll do that. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Always check these almost on a daily basis, maybe every other day. Every day if we're on the unsealed, definitely make sure nothing's rattling loose.